Hi there, everybody. I thought I'd just post a quick one here on talking about how to move from good to great. So I normally use this in marriage counseling again as well. And so I normally ask people this question. Do you want to have a good marriage? Now, obviously, everybody will say, yes, they do want to have a good marriage. And I say, no, you don't. And they look at me all strangely. And I say, well, you don't want to have a good marriage. You want to have a great marriage. What is the difference between good and great? The difference between good and great is if you think about someone who has achieved something like a world-class athlete or a world-class business that has gone onto the JSE or something like that and done something like really amazing. The difference between someone who is a good athlete and a great athlete is simply this, is that a good athlete will train when they feel like it. If there's something that is going to hinder them or stop them, like the weather, or if it's they're not feeling that well or whatever, they won't train. They'll say, "Oh no, I'll put it off tomorrow, till tomorrow, or I'll do it at some other stage." Someone who is great at what they do is a person who shows up whether they feel like it or not. Now think about that in life. If you want to move from good to great, you have to be doing things that no one else does. You have to be doing things in a way that no one else does them. So if you want to move your marriage or any relationship or anything in your life from one aspect to the other, you've got to evaluate and say, okay, what do I need to change? What do I need to do differently? I can't look at other people and say, okay, they do it like this, that's why I'm going to do it. I've got to look at myself and I've got to say, this is what I want to do to move my marriage, my relationship from good to great. I've got to be doing things that are totally different to everybody else. I can't just show up when I want to in my marriage. I can't just engage when I want to engage. I've got to be constantly working at improving and becoming better at what I do. I can't stay in the same place. Remember that if you look at your life and you evaluate yourself and say, okay, if you look at your life today and you compare it to the same time, the same date last year, and if you haven't grown or if you haven't moved, then that means that you've backslidden, that you've become stagnant. And we want to continually be moving from good to great. So ask yourself, what do you need to do in your life personally, and then in your relationships, in your marriage or anything, that can take your marriage and your relationship from good to great? Talk to your spouse, talk to your friends, talk to the person that you're in a relationship with. Ask them, what is it that we need to be doing? What are the things that we need to be doing to take it from good to great? So ask yourself that question. Don't be scared to challenge yourself, to move from one place to the other. Stretch yourself. Change a thing. It might take just a little change, one minor little thing that you need to change to move yourself from good to great. Because often what we're scared of is we're afraid that it's going to take a lot of energy, it's going to take a lot of time, it's going to take a lot of effort to move us from good to great. But actually, it's just one or two adjustments that we need to make to move ourselves from good to great. So ask yourself those questions. I mean, continually ask, continually learn. And don't be satisfied with your marriage where it's at the moment. Be willing to challenge each other. Be willing to listen to each other. Be willing to improve your communication. Get someone on board. Get a mentor. Get someone who can guide you. Get someone who can help you. Get someone who can speak into your life to help you to move from good to great. Don't be satisfied with just being good. If you can just adjust one or two things to move you up to another level, then wouldn't you want to do that? What if there's something that just one or two things that you need to do in order to change the whole atmosphere in your relationship, the whole atmosphere in your marriage, the whole atmosphere in your life, everything around you? Just one or two things. It could be improving your communication. It could be learning. It could be reading a book. It could be going to a seminar. It could be, just finding someone to talk to, finding someone who can guide you, someone who can mentor you. It also might just mean that you've got to look at yourself and say, what do I need to do to change? So I normally suggest this, and then I'll finish with this, is I say to people, look at yourself and say, okay, what are the things that are in my control, out of my control, and the things I can influence? So control the things that are in your control. So you can only control your feelings and your emotions. You can't control someone else's feelings and emotions. You cannot control how other people, well, we shouldn't be controlling or trying to control how other people feel or what's going on in their lives. So what you want to do is you want to say, okay, what is in my control? So when I'm in a relationship and a person's behaving a certain way towards me, am I then trying to control, or can I control that? Or can I influence that? So I need to learn to be able to differentiate between what is in my control, what's out of my control, and what I can influence. If it's in my control, my feelings and my own emotions and how I react and choose to respond to things, then I can do that. If it's out of my control, I need to learn techniques and ways of letting those things go and not allowing them to manifest in my life, and then influence where I can influence. So I've got to constantly be challenging myself. Is this in my control? Is it out of my control? Can I influence it? What do I need to do? What do I need to do to let go? How do I need to heal? Are there things in my life that I need to focus on to heal? Are there unmet needs, unyielded hurts, unresolved issues in my life that I need to go and get healing for? In order to move my life, my marriage, my relationships, my relationship with my children, my relationship with my spouse, my friends, everything, to move those relationships from good to great and evaluate each one as they go. So there you go. I hope that's helpful. I hope it's enjoyable to listen to this. And if you like it, just press like so I can see if you like them, enjoy. And thank you for all the feedback from the other one. And I'll be continuing to post these. So listen in. And thanks again for listening.